Hello, guys. This is Emmy here, um, doing a little recap of the first and second episode of 90 Day Fiance. Before the 90 days, at first I thought it was the other way, but it is before the 90 days. The first and the second episode for this, it is the eighth season. Um, I'm doing it together because when I had the idea for this YouTube channel, the second was already out and I have already watched it. And I was like, wait, maybe it would be a good idea to do this because I consume a lot of this content. So I thought, let me go ahead and just do it and see how it does. I'm actually very, very excited for this new season. We're kind of meeting new people. Yes, it's kind of the same formula. We're gonna talk about that when we go through the couples, but some couples are presenting similar formulas to things that we've seen before, but everything seems very interesting. And I actually want to start with my favorite couple. I actually want to start with my favorite couple, Forrest and Sheena. Okay, so this couple I think has so much potential. I think I actually see like two people that might be in love with each other. And I think that's kind of weird, or not weird, but not common in this show. So we first meet Forrest during the whole first episode. We don't meet Sheena, like we don't see her face, but we meet Forrest. He's 32 years old and he is autistic and has ADHD, ADHD or ADHD, 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 I think. Yeah. We met him. He lives alone, so he's very high functioning, autistic person. And yeah, Sheena spends basically the whole day watching for us through security camera. He has like a smart house, and Sheena has access to the security camera, and they communicate through it. So she kind of talks to him and she sees him. By the way, Sheena is 40 years old and they've been together for 7 years, which is actually crazy talking to someone for 7 years without meeting each other. I'm like flabbergasted when I heard that. But yeah, I was like, he also says that he lives in Filipino time, which is crazy. My first thought was, is he broke? Does he have a job? Is he getting like a check from the government? I don't know how that works in the US. So he might be getting one because how does he live alone without no job? And can live in Filipino time just so they can be on at the same time because Sheena is Filipina, however you say it. Um, So yeah, they met through a Facebook group. Um, Basically, father's mother was the one who pushed into going to this group and like try to meet new people. And yeah, they started talking to through this Facebook group, and they have been talking for um every day since. We also get to meet Forrest's mom. She is a very unique woman. Um, I don't want to make assumptions, but she kind of acts autistic just as him. So we meet Forest Mom, and she's a very unique woman. She also has her doubts about his relationship with Sheena. She's not the most supportive of the relationship. She doesn't trust Sheena. She doesn't trust Sheena's parents, which um we learned later on that, there's been so money situations with Sheena's parents and the money. So yeah. Yeah, we also learned that Forrest is a virgin. He has never kissed anyone, and China apparently is also a virgin. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hope the best for them. They truly do look like they love each other, which, as I said before, is not common on this show. But yeah, my first thoughts after watching the first episode, getting to know them, was Sheena. I just thought Sheena was taking advantage of Forrest, but that was my thoughts on the first episode because we also find out on the first episode that they have had some issues with money. So they had a joint account, and there's been, I think, two or three occasions where Sheena's parents take out the money from the account. Um, so yeah, I was just thinking, yeah, she's definitely taking advantage of Forrest. They're definitely, this is definitely a scam, and they just taking away all the money. But that was what I thought of the first episode. After the second one, my feelings quite changed a bit because, yeah, uh, I will talk about that later. We also need to know that Forrest had another international relationship or long distance relationship with a woman from Indonesia who stole 12, no, not 12, $2,000 for him and left him alone at the hotel. When he went to meet her, uh, she kind of took all of the money and left him at the hotel all by himself. That is what we know about Sheena and Forrest during the first episode. And my thoughts were definitely Sheena is taking advantage of Forrest. That's what I thought. She's taking advantage of him. She's taking advantage of his, I don't want to say mental capacity, but his situation where he doesn't maybe get a lot of context clues. But my feelings definitely changed after watching the second episode. Because, well, at the beginning of the second episode, we kind of get to Forrest. He's getting ready to finally go to Philippines to meet Sheena. And they kind of let us know that Sheena's parents have taken money from the account. Again, Sheena is saving this money in order for them to be able to do the K1 visa process and, for them to start the their lives on the States. But Forrest ain't got no job. So I'm not sure how he's planning on bringing her to the US if he doesn't have a solid income. And apparently, at first I thought, yeah, Forrest is definitely the one putting all the money, but no, all the money is coming from Sheena. She does have a job. She's a vet. So she is actually a high educated woman with a real job, which is unusual on this show for the foreigner um to be the one with a job, the one actually making money, and then the person from the US being the one that doesn't have a job. And, we don't know what is for a situation. He has to be getting money from somewhere because he does live on his own. But I was quite surprised to know that this is Sheena's money. She told Forrest she had been saving and she had around $4,000 saved. And I don't know why he and his mother feel so entitled to her money. Because we also find out Forrest told his mom he and his mom have a very close relationship. So of course he did tell him that again Sheena's parents have taken the money from her, so they kind of make her give them the money. I guess she still lives with them, and they just threaten her to get her out. But I'm like, well, this is her money. She's 40 years old, living with her parents. She must, you know, offer something or bring something to her parents monetarily. Like she must be bringing something to the house, I guess. I don't think Sheena ever had $4,000 saved up. Because a lot of third world countries bet don't make that much money. I'm not saying they don't make money at all, but they don't make that much money. So how long would she would that take her to make $4,000. That is a lot of money. So I just don't think she ever had it saved that. So she's now telling Forrest like, oh, my parents took the money again from me just to not disappoint him because she doesn't have anything saved up. But I'm like, Sheena, why are you saving money? Well, let me not say that because they're a partnership. So she must also like bring money into it. But are you the only one putting money into this account? And how are you letting this man thinking he can or he has any control over it or what you do with that money? Because if you want to give it to your parents, it's like, go ahead and give it to them. But we don't know exactly what is the situation. Um, what we do know is that Forrest Mon again stepping on some boundaries, I think, and doing too much. Just kind of texted Sheena, telling her everything, calling her everything but a child of God, and yeah, just telling her she doesn't trust him, that she is not. She won't support the relationship, and she doesn't think Forrest should stay with Sheena. And I'm like, well, I think this is the best Forrest can do. And Sheena is a very pretty, beautiful woman. So you should be happy that he at least has her. I don't know why you're doing this much. It's not like she's taking Forrest money or taking money out of Forrest's account. This is her money that she gained. And she needs to give some of the money to her parents. I don't see a problem with it. I also think it might be like maybe a cultural difference. And that's why Forrest's mother doesn't get it. Uh, that is also mentioned when they're on their way um to the airport, where she's like, yeah, I'm gonna have a talk with Sheena's parents and the stepfather, Devin, I think is his name. He's like, yeah, but we need to be open-minded, and we need to try to understand the culture and try to understand how it works so we get to know Sheena. And I think he's the only person who's kind of trying to get her and be like, well, in another two, I don't want to say third world countries, but yeah, in a lot of third world countries or outside of outside of the US, kids have a responsibility to kind of take care of the parents, not only take care of them, but be financially responsible for them. So I completely understand why Sheena is doing all of that and why she feels the responsibility to give that money to them and why the parents feel entitled to that money that she has saved up. Remember, this is like the fourth time this has happened, so I think she needs to establish some boundaries with her parents if what she truly wants is save that money to get to the US, which I'm still not sure how she's going to do if Forrest ain't got a job. But we do get to see Sheena for the first time during the second episode. She is absolutely beautiful. She is a bad. We see a little bit of her job. She describes herself as this more of a shy, introverted person, and that's why she feels like she connects better with animals. Which I thought she was adorable, honestly. She seems very in love with Forrest. They both seem very in love with each other. And seeing Sheena, seeing how she acts, she does give me a little bit of vibes like she is also on the spectrum, where she might have, I don't want to diagnose anyone, but she does give me a lot of neurodivergent vibes. When I see her talk and I see her uh, interact with Forrest, or the the tiny bits that we saw of them interacting. She also mentions that she likes to, well, not that she likes, but that she sometimes watches Forrest without him being aware that she is watching through the security cameras, which I thought it was. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I thought it was cute. I don't know. I think their interactions are cute. Uh, we also kind of get to follow Forrest and his parents traveling, which his parents are definitely something. Both Devin and his mom, they were very excited about traveling. This is Devin's first time traveling, going out of the country, and it's on a very long travel to the Philippines. So yeah, we kind of see them just be all over the place through the airport, not knowing what to do. And I just thought it was cute. I think for his relationship with his mom is very weird because sometimes some of the conversations that they have, like when she mentions taking him to an adult shop when he turned 18 because she found her taking a look into her magazines at some point. She was like, yeah, when you turn into, I'm gonna take you. And she does take him during one episode to an adult shop to buy some lingerie for Sheena, which I also thought was weird. I don't know, it's not conversations that I would personally have with my parents, but they're very close, and if he likes it, I love it, I guess. But yeah, that's about it about Forrest and Sheena. My general thoughts about them too is that they are very cute. I really like them. I really wanted to see more about them, and I think the mom is definitely gonna be an issue during the relationship because, yeah, she wants to protect her kid, but like I said, I don't see Sheena taking advantage of Forrest. I think she should be happy that his son was able to get um, an educated woman who has a job who is prepared and yeah, might have his a few issues with her parents, but I think she should be way more open to it to get to know her and get to understand a little bit more of her culture. Um, Besides that, I think Sheena and Forrest are adorable. I did see that he has some controversial posts on his Twitter, criticizing some artists, female artists. But yeah, we're not here to talk about that. So maybe on another time we can get into that because I thought Forrest was super cute, super awesome. And I was like, oh, yeah, I want to see more about him. And then I was like, oh, maybe he's kind of a weirdo. But yeah, let's not let's not get too much into it, and let's start with the next couple. All right, let's start with the next couple, Emma and Syed. Syed, I'm not sure how to say his name, guys. Sorry. My English, my English is not that good, but yeah. We have Emma and Syed. Emma, she's kind of this. I feel like she's trying to give this vibe of Darcy and her sister, which was like, yeah, whatever. But we already have that, and we have that for quite a while. But also her wig kind of bothers me. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Her wig bothers me a lot. I think my main issue with her is that I don't like the wig. But um, okay, babes, I guess whatever. I did see on TikTok that she mentioned that she's mixed, but baby, you are a white girl. This is giving white girl with a bad wig. It's fine. So Emma and Said, she is from LA and Said is Moroccan. So yeah, they're on the same age and we first meet Emma. She is on a wedding shop trying wedding dresses on a dress fitting, and you might think, oh, they're already engaged or what? Like she's trying dresses. No, she is on her friend's wedding dress fitting. Like it's not even hers, but she is trying wedding dresses because she's convinced that she's gonna get engaged to Said on this um on this travel that she's gonna go meet him um in Moroccan. But it seems like she has some kind of Moroccan fetish as well, because she was previously married to another Moroccan guy. His name is Mohammed. And it seems like at some point of the relationship, there was like a little bit of an overlap between Mohammed and Said because at some point she was fighting with Mohammed and that's when she started talking to Said, but then she like kind of went back to Mohammed. So she stopped talking to Said until later. She did break up her engagement with Mohammed, or Was she married or was she engaged? Well, one of the two. But they broke up because she started checking his following, checking all the girls that he followed and texting them, DMing them, and she found out he was dating a few of them. So he decided to broke up with her, even though he was the one that was cheating. So he broke up with her because he was cheating on her, or she found out he was cheating on one of the girls, or talking to one of the girls, and he broke up with her. Said doesn't know that there was an overlap between their relationship. Actually, he doesn't know anything about Mohammed. He doesn't know that she was married previously to his Mohammed guy or engaged. I'm not sure. Well, I don't remember because her week was bothering me all the time, and just I was more focused on the week than on the actual storyline, which is crazy. Anyways, yeah, the same day of her travel or the day before, she gets fired from her work because she lied to HR. There was an issue between one of her friends and someone else. She lied to HR and said she was not present when the situation happened because she didn't want to get involved. But since that HR found out she was there and fired her, so she's going to Moroccan. Is it Moroccan? I don't think the country is called Moroccan. What am I saying? Wait. Uh, how do you say Marruecos? Give me a second, guys, because I don't even know how to say Marruecos in English. This is what I gain for trying to Morocco. Going to Morocco. Okay. So yeah, she is going to Morocco without an stable job. And Syed is, I guess he doesn't do well for himself. He is a nurse. And he says like nurses don't, well, I don't think nurses in general do a lot of money in third world countries because it's like that in my country as well. So yeah. What I do notice is that Syed doesn't speak that good English. So I'm not sure how do they have like a connection deeper than maybe the physical attraction, because I don't see him having like meaningful conversations with her, honestly. I think she is very dumb, and I don't think he's having meaningful conversations. So I think there's definitely a physical attraction there. They're both attractive people, but I don't know if there's like an actual meaningful relationship. I just think they really like each other. And well, I think she likes him a lot. And I don't know if I say that. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's his plan because she doesn't even have a job right now, which I don't think he knows. It's not mentioned that he knows at any point. But the thing is, while she is in the US talking to Saeed and talking about what they're gonna do when she gets there, if they're gonna kiss, if they're gonna, be intimate on the first day, Saeed is very open to it. He's very happy. It's definitely another story when she gets there. So when she finally gets to Morocco, um, well, she's not even in Morocco and they're already fighting because she is on Paris, during a layover, and she received a text from him just telling her, yeah, we cannot kiss in the airport, we can just hug, da, da, da. She's already mad because we see during the episode a phone call between the two where she's like asking him, yeah, we're gonna do everything the first night. And he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. She also asking like, we're gonna get engaged. He's like, it's a surprise. I don't know. Da, da, da. Well, when she gets to Morocco, she's like, are you gonna kiss me? He's like, yeah, I cannot kiss you, but I can give you a hug, like kiss you on the cheek. He tries to go for a kiss on his cheek, which wait, I need to go back, y'all. When she gets there, she has like uh, 100, luggage things. Um, I don't know why he stays outside. Maybe because he's with the Uber or with the taxi. But it's like she definitely needed him to go inside to help her with the luggage because it was a lot. She has like maybe five or four um luggage things. So I was like, yeah, she needs help. But the point is, they hug whatever. He tries to go for a kiss on the cheek, and she kind of goes away, and she's like, "No, you're gonna ruin my makeup." and she gets super mad. I mean, not her. He gets super mad. I guess that hurt his ego or whatever, but I'm like, he needs to relax. He was being super mean and he was like, yeah, I'm never gonna kiss you again. This is the last time I try to kiss you. And I'm like, wait, that's like major red flags for me, honestly. I feel like he was doing too much. He was definitely doing too much because it's like, yeah, but she's mad because you are lying because you were saying one thing when she was in the US, and now that she gets here, it's like, yeah, we cannot do anything. I'm the more Muslim human being that you ever met. And what I think about these Muslim men or these Moroccan men, which I think they should stop going to 90 Day Fiancé because every Moroccan man that we meet on this show is a fucking liar. Is a liar. So I was like, okay, babes, like you need to relax. He was so mad about it. Um, do I think he's not gonna kiss her? I think he's not gonna do it on camera. I think he's not gonna do it on camera. I think with this Muslim men, they need to show the world something, and then behind closed doors, they are another person. So he was definitely talking her and telling her, "Yeah, we're gonna do everything." And I think they're gonna do everything. They're just not gonna admit it to the cameras, or at least he's not gonna admit to the cameras that he's gonna do it. But for her, it's like, yeah, we're gonna do everything. You already told me, and now she's mad about that. But I think he's gonna end up doing it. It's just gonna be behind closed doors, and it's not gonna be open to us because he needs to maintain his, like, his I'm a Muslim man, and I don't do anything to marry. So I don't even think this man is like a virgin. I think he has definitely been intimate with maybe several women, and he's just trying to maintain his you know, he wants people to see him in another light on the show. He wants people to be like, this is a Muslim man. Of course, he's not gonna do anything. But I think this is true. I also think her dress is fucking crazy for like she been on the country before, but I don't think she cares. I don't think he cares. At least he didn't mention anything about her outfit. But yeah, she's kind of super mad. She runs away. She tries to cry. Her face is not moving. She has way too much Botox for her face to move. I don't see I don't remember seeing a tear, but maybe it was there. I don't know. The point is that I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. Um, he kind of goes, tries to take the luggage. They're still super mad. Nobody apologizes, and they get on the car. When they get on the car, she's kind of like, okay, so are you gonna stay with me at the riot? And he's like, well, yes, I'm gonna stay with you, but I'm gonna stay in another room. Do I think he's actually gonna stay in another room? No. I think they're definitely going to be intimate. I think this man is lying to the cameras. I think he's lying to the cameras, and then in the middle of the night he's gonna be like, okay, babe, like, let's do it, but let's keep it a secret or whatever. Because he just needs to keep his image of this good Muslim man. Because a lot of Muslim men, or not a lot, most of Muslim men are very hypocrite, and they need to maintain like an image to the world of what they are or what they want people to think that they are, even if they're not that. But yeah, we get to the riot. It's beautiful. Honestly, when it was on the outside, it was a little bit, she was complaining a little bit like, how are we gonna get food here? It was a little bit crazy. So I was like, okay, where is this man taking you? But the place was super beautiful on the inside. And when they're there, they kind of, just kind of like, I want to have a good time. He kind of wants to have a good time. It's not been even 10 minutes and they were already fighting. So they're here and, he gets like a dinner ready. He gets like the home, I don't know, the woman taking care of the house or the place that they're staying at to prepare them a dinner. Uh, Typical Moroccan dinner. It looks very yummy. And they're just sitting and she's like, yep, so what can we do as boyfriend and girlfriend? She were mentioning, we cannot do anything since we're not married. And he's like, yeah, we can spend time together and we can hug, but we cannot do more than that. She's like, yeah, but that's not what you told me. Like when we were talking, we used to talk about all the things that we would do, and this is not what you told me. He's like, no, one thing is message, one thing is real life. if you were not going to do those things with her, I don't know why you were not clear with her. Like, yeah, I am Muslim and um I'm very close to my religion. I'm very strict with my religion. I'm not gonna do those things before we are married. Why I think he didn't say it? Because he is not that Muslim and he's an hypocrite, and he's still gonna do it with her. I think they're still gonna do everything and they're probably gonna keep this up for the show. But I still think he's gonna do it. I just think he needs to keep his image for the show or whatever. He's like, yeah, I never said that. And she's like, yeah, you said it. You said that we were gonna do everything and and it's like, sir, do you know that this is being recorded? Like we have footage of you on a video call. She's on the beach where you're telling her, where she's asking you, we're gonna do everything on the first night. And you're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But at the same time, I don't think his English is good enough, so maybe he didn't even truly understand what she was trying to say. So he's like, whatever. He's kind of like, yeah, I think you care more about sex than about love. And I agree. I completely agree. I don't think these two people are having a really meaningful relationship or conversation with each other. I think they're both attracted to each other, but I don't think there's more than that. I think she has like a Moroccan fetish or something. So there's also that. But yeah, I don't see a future between those two. As I said before, both very pretty. I don't like her wig, but she's still very pretty. But it's like, yeah, whatever. Um, you're being annoying now. It's like, she's not being annoying. Well, she is annoying, but she's like annoying good. But he's just being a liar, and it's like, sir, everything is recorded. We know what you said. We know that you were on board with having sex with her. So why are you saying that you were not now? Whatever. Let's move on to the next couple because it's enough of Emma and Syed. Let's move up to Laura and Birkan. Laura is 47-year-old teacher, and Birkin is a 26-year-old, which by the way, he looks 40. They look like they are the same age, but he is 26. He is 26. We meet Laura. She is like this crazy AI woman. She talks to AI like it is a real human being, and she like asks AI about her dinner, what she gonna eat, what she gonna wear. I think that is insanity. I think she is one step away from developing some kind of AI psychosis. And yeah, I thought that whole scene was just insane. She's also very into erotic novels. She likes to read them and she likes to write them as well. She kind of read in a sneak peek of something that she wrote, I think. Um, yeah, awful, awful. It sounded like one of those Wattpad books that were written by 15-year-old virgins. That's what it sounded like. But this is what she liked. She has been married before, she has been engaged before, and we also made her best friend Michael. They do everything together. When I say everything, I mean everything. The moment he stepped on the scene, I was like, this man is completely in love with her. That's what I thought. He is completely in love with her. We learn that at some point she did develop feelings from him, but he was kind of like all the time mentioning that he needed to meet his person. So she was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna move on from this because he's not in love with me. But I was like, you guys are definitely in love with each other. So I'm like, why are you guys not together? This sounds like insanity. But his behavior changed a little bit after she got with Birkin, and he was like being a little bit more effective. But now she is with Birkin, and it's kind of like, for what? I think she's in love with Michael. I think they should be together, and I think the reason why she is not with Michael is because she wants to fulfill her Wattpad novel fantasies with this younger man that she describes as a, like, he looks like a bad boy. Tarra. which he looks like a 40-year-old loser, but if you say so. They met on a Snapchat, which I'm like, why are you 100 years old using a Snapchat? But she does mention that she used Snapchat for filters and somehow she ended up on the meet a friend or connect with friends part and started talking to different people, and that's how she met Birkin. Um, do I think that she actually likes Birkin? I don't think so. I don't think she actually likes Birkin. I think Birkin is this boy toy kind of thingy. I think he helps her fulfill some of her fantasies. And I think Michael is not stepping up to the plate and being like, you know what, I do like you and I think we should try it, which I feel like towards the end of her segment, she was trying to get Michael to confess, to be like, I actually like you because she's like kind of establishing some boundaries and be like, yeah, but when I get with Birkin, it's like the our relationship's gonna change because I'm gonna be on on a relationship and our friendship is gonna change and we will probably not be as close as we are because I don't think Birkin will approve of that, and I don't think no one will approve of you having a relationship with a man that you're a friendship with a man that you're currently in love with and that is currently in love with you, and more when I am like the replacement and I'm just like the boy toy or whatever. And that's what I see it as of right now. I don't think this woman is in love with Birkin, but I think Michael is not giving her what she needs. That is fulfilling her Wattpad story fantasies, and Birkin is gonna do it for her. Um, but yeah, that was quite about it about her segment. More things probably happened, but it's like I don't really want to talk about it because it was a bit boring. But yeah, also her best friend Michael mentions that he's kind of insecure about his spirit deathbed, and that's why he thinks he's like not worth loving, and he kind of so guarded that he's kind of like instead of getting hurt, he kind of avoids the situations or, um, you know, whatever. But yeah, that was about it about their segment. I think I'm just gonna move on to the next couple. All right. Next couple, we have Rick. He is 52 years old, and Trisha, she is 25. That, okay, I want to start saying that age gap is absolutely insane. Like, that man could probably be her father. I'm sorry, but it's just crazy. He does look very good to be 52 years old. So I think that's why I'm not like watching the show, it doesn't creep me out that much because he looks in his 30s. He looks in his mid 30s. Um, so it's like, yeah, maybe like he doesn't really look that old. So I think that's why kind of yeah, that's gonna sound very bad because he looks quite good. Well, good is a big word, but he doesn't look old. I forgive it, but a 26-year difference is crazy. It's really, really crazy. He's double his age, and that's insane. Rick sells wigs and is a tap dancer. And Trisha is a midwife, and she is from Madagascar. He does mention he doesn't do know anything about Madagascar, and I don't know anything either. So I think this will be a good opportunity to kind of get to know a little bit about the cultures about another country, which I found very cool and like a bit learning opportunity when you're watching some shitty reality shows. So it's appreciated whenever we have uh, the change to do it. But yeah, Rick has 5 kids and Trisha doesn't have any kids. Actually, I think she's 25, not 26. But she's 25 or 26 years old, but it's horrible. Either way is horrible. The age gap is horrible. Either way, but yeah. They met on a dating app. He was traveling, I think, in Paris, and he met these two Madagascar women that were beautiful. So he downloaded uh, a dating app with the plan of meeting a Madagascar woman, and that's where he met Trisha. They haven't met in person yet. This is gonna be their first time meeting in person. Trisha does mention that she wants kids. Rick already has 5 kids, and 2 of them are very young from his previous relationships. So he doesn't say that he's interested in having kids, but I'm like, if you're dating a 25, 26-year-old that doesn't have kids, do you think they're just not gonna want kids and gonna be with you? Yes, there is a lot of 25 and 26-year-old who don't want kids, but I think it's a little bit crazy. Like, first, you should be dating within your age range, and maybe you wouldn't have this issue because you were dating a woman who wouldn't be at the age of, having kids or whatever. But these are the consequences of dating way younger, way younger than what you are. Um, yeah, he sell wigs. He is a tap dancer as well. He sell wigs because his previous partner or his previous wife has like a salon and he kind of got in the business for that. So he's kind of like a TikTok scammer because he's doing TikTok lives, offering the wigs and whatever his tax seasoning he is used. So yeah, this was one of those couples where I wasn't that engaged. I wasn't that engaged because it was a bit boring, but I do have some notes here and I did put in my notes that I think it's too soon for the kids to know about the girlfriend. First of all, because he doesn't even know her in person. So why do the kids know about the girlfriend? And not only that, but they know that it's not like you're telling her that she's your friend. They know that she is your girlfriend. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's too much. He also mentions that not too long ago, Trisha ghosted him for 5 days. And it seems like he did something during that time because he mentions that she doesn't know what I did and I need to tell her. Da, da, da. I think he probably cheated. He does seem like he is a cheater. Um, Even in this picture that is on the screen right now, I am looking at him and I'm like, you're definitely a cheater. He looks quite Dominican, which I think makes me think that he's a cheater even more. But Trisha did tell him that during those 5 days, her brother got in trouble or something with his motorcycle, and then her ex-boyfriend said that she stole something from him and she was going to jail. Yeah, that sounds like bullshit to me. He thinks that she went back to her ex-boyfriend, but she's like, no, and she made that up. It does sound like she made it up. I don't know. It sounds crazy and it doesn't make any sense. So I am excited to see what actually happened those 5 days. Why was she ghosting him for 5 days? And I do think that he cheated during those 5 days. Um, After that, he kind of gets to Madagascar. We get to see a little bit of Madagascar, get to see a little bit of Trisha in her life there. She is a midwife and she loves kids. And she mentions how on her culture is very important for women to have children. And yeah, I think this is definitely a non-negotiable for her. But I mean, babes, why are you dating a 52-year-old man with 5 kids if you want kids or your own of your own? I do have to victim blame a little bit here because yeah, like if you go a little bit closer to your age range or even go to a man who doesn't have 5 whole kids already, maybe you would get that. But the point is, they're gonna stay in a hotel because Rick doesn't want to stay in her house because he needs hot water and AC, and I mean that's completely valid, and it's a little opportunity for her to take a little vacation. She does mention that she really likes Rick because he is faithful. I don't think this man is faithful. Yeah. I don't know what you know about Black American men, African American men, but it doesn't give faithful at all.
And this man looks Dominican, which kind of makes him double unfaithful in my eyes. She gets to the airport to kind of, picking up, seeing. When he gets there, she takes off her shoes, or she goes running through him, and her shoes are off. And I was like, this is absolutely disgusting. I hate when people are with their feet out, with their feet out in floors that are anyone is going through those floors. But she was shaking, she was crying, she was very excited to see him, which I thought it was super cute. And she does seem very in love with him. Does he seem in love with her? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I think he definitely is physically attracted to her. She is a beautiful woman. Like, look at that hair, look at that face card. She's definitely beautiful. I don't know if he's in love with her. I don't think so. And I also think he cheated during those 5 days, and maybe he did it before that as well. They get to the hotel. She gets, you know, takes a shower, puts on some laundry. Yeah, they're definitely being intimate during the first night. Congratulations to them. Um, but yeah, that was basically it about Rick and Trisha on that first and second episode. So let's move on to the next couple. All right, guys. Next and last couple for these two episodes. We have Abiba and a Stick. Um, yeah, yeah. This is a Kimberly and husband 2.0 or 3.0, because Kimberly and husband were 2.0 because baby girl Lisa was like 1.0. Dígame, voy ahora, dame 2 minutos que estoy haciendo algo. Estoy haciendo algo, voy ahora. Because baby girl Lisa was 1.0. But anyways, she is, of course, from the US. He is from Belize. Um, I don't even remember that much about their segment. They were pretty boring, but we know that she was on Belize visiting her aunt, which is also or was married to a Belize man who cheated on her. And she's now projecting everything into their relationship and being like, yeah, he's gonna cheat on you, da da da. But anyway, she got to meet him when she was there. He is an artist. He is a singer, rapper, whatever. We do see him performing. I don't think any of the artists that show on this show being like, yeah, I'm an artist are that famous on their country or as they make it seem on the show. But yeah, they met each other, started talking. He slid into her DMs. She was fangirling a little bit because she knew him before, and the rest was history because they're now together. Her aunt is very worried about it because it seems like her ex-husband or her husband, because she hasn't gotten a divorce yet, cheated on her, and she's not like, yeah, all Billy's men cheat. They probably do. I'm not gonna say that they don't because they probably do. But I think all men cheat. So I don't know if my opinion really counts. The point is that I barely remember anything about this too, honestly. If I'm honest with you guys, this was a very boring segment. There's not much to mention besides the fact that she's gonna take him Chinese food. She's gonna bring him Chinese food, and she has it like on the container that they sold it. I think that's crazy trying to get that through customs, trying to get that through an airport. And she's like, "Oh, this smells horrible." Da, da, da. I think you're insane, and I think you're dumb. Because why didn't you put that on like an actual container and then took it there? But yeah, the aunt mentions that Stick has a son with the name of a girl, and then they saw him leave the concert with the girl. I'm like, how do you even know this? Is this man famous enough for people to be recording him when he is out of places with his partner? I don't think so. But I think that Anne is projecting, but at the same time, I think she's right. I think she's probably right. I think a lot of men cheat, and I think he is a Sankey Panky. I think he's trying to get with his American princess that will take him to the US and will give him money. Those are my thoughts about that couple. And those are my thoughts. In general about this season, I'm very excited. I think my favorite couples right now are the ones I want to see more. Not that are necessarily good couples, but I think that are gonna give content that are entertaining are Forrest and Sheena and Emma and Syed. Lara, I think she's annoying and she's obsessed with AI, and people that are obsessed with AI kind of piss me off. And Rick and Trisha, well, maybe they give us some content, and I'm excited to see and to learn a little bit more about Madagascar because probably me and Rick are both on the same level of dawn or on the same level of knowledge about Madagascar. We only know the TV show or the TV show, no, the movie. The less interesting couple definitely is Dick and Aviva. Like I was bored, I didn't pay much attention, and I didn't do any notes, which I did for every other couple, but for them, I was so sleepy at the time that they got there that I didn't do it. But I would do notes for everybody for the next episode. I plan on doing recaps for every episode, and if you guys have any suggestions on other shows that I should watch and do recaps, please let me know and subscribe to my channel so I can continue doing this. And yeah, bye bye.